welcome to our podcast, GoddeSShips. Ooh, this has been a trying time. Sorry we started a bit late, having some technical difficulties. But for those of you who are just joining us, thank you. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Thank you for your continued support. Y'all, please bear with me because it's me and not them. With these technical difficulties, because Jesus has been giving me the business. So it's happy holidays. We got some poems, being creative and festive. I still got some stuff I'm trying to do on this back end to see if I can correct stuff. So if one of y'all want to kick in for a little bit, I'm Soul Snatching Goddess. And y'all can go from there for a second.
I am Melinda, the FACKTgoddess, F.A.C.K.T. And we want to thank you for joining the podcast. We want you to like, share, and subscribe, and bang the notification button so you'll be the first to be notified when we have new episodes.
Hello, world. I'm FloydGod.
And as the Soul Snatching Goddess mentioned, we're doing creative festive episode. Anything that moves our holiday spirit or souls. We're going to share some of our favorite things and open it up for comments, questions. Then I guess if you even have concerns about what's shared. So, as the FACKTgoddess says, she's experiencing some technical difficulties. So, she should be back shortly. In the interim, FloydGod, do you want me to start?
Ladies first.
I knew you were going to say that. I have a few things, but I'll just start off with this one. One of my favorite poets is Paul Laurence Dunbar. And I chose him just because he was born in 1872. I was born in 1972. So it just amazes me that he was doing what he was doing a century before I was born. So this is called one of his poems called Christmas Carol. Ring out ye bells, all nature swells with gladness at the wondrous story. The world was lorn, but Christ is born to change our sadness into glory. Sing, earthlings, sing. Tonight a king hath come from heaven's high throne to bless us. The outstretched hand over all the land is raised in pity to caress us. Come at his call, be joyful all, away with mourning and with sadness. The heavenly choir with holy fire, their voices raise in songs of gladness. The darkness breaks and dawn awakes, her cheeks suffused with youthful blushes. The rocks and stones in holy tones are singing sweeter than the thrushes. Then why should we be in silence? Then why should we in silence be when nature lends her voice to praises, when heaven and earth proclaim the truth of him for whom that lone star blazes? No, be not still, but with a will, strike all your harps and set them ringing. On hill and heath, let every breath throw all its power into singing. Paul Laurence Dunbar, Christmas Carol. I love the rhyming. I love those poems that rhyme on the end. I can't remember what that's called. I know I learned it at some point in school, but he was born in 1872 and he passed in 1906. And it just says that he was one of the first African American poets to gain national recognition.
Where did he pass away from so young?
I didn't research that. And if I did know, I don't recall. Bless you.
Ooh, thank you twice. So young, 36.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to look it up real quick.
If y'all have any questions or want to learn more about the poem that the F.A.C.K.Goddess just read, feel free to chime in, ask questions, or if you have comments, please chime in.
It said he died of tuberculosis
Man,
on
I
February
was about
9th,
rapping about
1906. He was 33.
33.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that tuberculosis wasn't no joke back then.
Died before he made it to 34.
Dang, it's a young man, very young man. Dang. You got another one? Oh, anybody chiming in? Anybody have any questions about Brother Paul Lawrence Dunbar? Hello, world.
I didn't let me see if anybody is on. I gotta see if anybody is on our live chat. Lele's there. Hey Lele. So Keely must have put what Lele said up because she's in charge. I mean the Soul Snatching Goddess. Lele hasn't said anything, so I guess you can interject one of yours or whatever your contribution is.
What face?
I don't know what face you made.
I don't know. I guess I was like, chime
Probably.
in.
Probably.
You got another one, or you want to go back and forth?
We can go back and forth, so not somebody's not doing it all at once.
All right. So my favorite. Well, I have quite a few favorite poets. One of them is like Maya Angelou. I just like her work. I mean, I like a lot of like local people that you might not have never heard of, but I write my own stuff. Over the past maybe like 7-8 years, I've written like different things, and some of that stuff is kind of dark. So I tried to pull maybe some, I guess, lighter stuff, but I went through a period of my life where I was trying to figure out what love was, what my role in love was, and why I just be bugging up. So I just trying to figure it out. So I wrote this a couple of years back. I'm gonna read it, so bear with me, y'all, because I don't be sharing stuff like this. I do not do this. Okay.
Oh, well, we're honored.
Lord have mercy. All right. Okay, so here we go. Love, so beautiful, so fine. She eludes me every time, like the last few seconds of my favorite rhyme. Fleeting, sitting here at 3 a.m. deleting all those late nights dealings with no feelings. That brain in my dangling got me reeling. I want to bust off through the ceiling. Jilted like the downside of Eric Roberson's dealing. Wish I could put it all away. But God didn't design it that way. So I continue to suffer because love, she eludes me. As easy as she once subdued me. I am a prisoner of my own lust, tortured by my sensuality. This duality. My sanity is only trumped by my vanity, and once that fades, I have no union to my way. Just shady baits wishing to get laid. But I can no longer stand erect for the blatant disrespect I have for my body, mind, and soul. I yearn for control to expose the soul, my soul, for the soulless. I need a lover, but I am loveless. In jest, I confess that love, so beautiful, so fine. I obsess that. She'll lose me every time. I need to ingest that. I need someone to invest that in me, in we. Love, so beautiful, so fine. She needs me. And then this is a part in French, but I digress.
Why you can't read the French part?
Ah.
Come on. Don't give us part of it.
Because my pronunciations, I'm kind of off, but it's like j'ai besoin d'amour pour me trouver, je n'ai plus le temps. I hope I pronounced that right. I've been trying to work on it. But it just means I need love to find me. I'm running out of time.
Uh-huh. You did good.
So that's one of something I wrote. Yeah.
I'm
an artist. And I'm sensitive about my shit.
I like when you said, I need love, but I'm loveless. I think that's what you said. What was that part?
Which one?
I need love, but I'm loveless.
Oh, I said I need a lover, but I am loveless.
A lover. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that particular line?
Well, I think I need a lover, but I am loveless. In order to be loved, you have to have some type of iota of love. Like you have to know it. And so for a period in my life, I feel like I didn't know exactly what love was. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like maybe people would come into my life, and because I didn't fully understand, I wasn't reciprocating what I was being given. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you know how they say you never miss nothing till it's gone. Mm-hmm. So in those periods, I spend a lot of time alone. Everybody knows that. Like, I like being alone. I don't mind. But in those periods, I think, like, you know, because the things I've been through in my life, I'm a bit loveless, mm-hmm. even though inside I desire that. But okay. I'm very picky. Because I've been on the other side of love. And I think that's mm-hmm. what makes me more picky. So I'm a mm-hmm. lover. I need a lover, but I am loveless. You know? Mm. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of deep.
Yeah, I'll be trying, you know. Try to come from the soul. My pen name is Soulless Exposure. I'm the human experience known as Soulless Exposure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Lele's applauding you. I think that my perspective on it is you're like, this is what I want, but this is where I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dealing with like, you know, it's like a for lack of a better word, this might sound crazy, but it's kind of like a eulogy of my love life. You know what I'm mm-hmm. saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, this is a point in my life where, you know, because I used to go through situations where, you know, you just messing around, but it ain't really no love there. So at the end of the day, it's kind of just, it's nothing. So that's mm-hmm. why I say, you know, it's a point where I'm deleting those late night feelings. Like I'm mentally deleting those late night feelings. Mm-hmm. Or them dealings, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With no feelings.
Right.
So, you know, so they get old. So yeah. Cause that brain in my dangling got me reeling.
I like it. You should do poetry jams or slams or whatever they call it.
I guess I could. When I lived in South Bend, they had this place called Merriman's. Was it Merriman's? God, his name was something Merriman something. But it used to be like, it was like a piano store, and in the back it was like a little place you could go do poetry. So mm-hmm. I did poetry that night. It's actually a YouTube video of me doing it. Mm. And that was like some years ago. That's the only time I ever performed poetry. It was real tripped out. I had the kufi on and shit. I was tripping. It was cool. I will say it was pretty freeing. I haven't done it since. That was like 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. Maybe if the opportunity arises, maybe so.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good original stuff.
I try. Thank you.
I don't I write poetry sometimes. I haven't written poetry in years. I mainly do dramatic interpretations of other people's poetry. Mm-hmm. I'm not really the writer.
It just kind of happened. Like I might be feeling a certain type of way, and then it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
It just come out like it don't. I used to rap, so I think they kind of help. So it just kind of go. It just flow like that.
I know she don't have this, or I
She
can
ain't
just
back
read.
yet.
No, I don't know what's going on with Keely. I can do another one though.
Okay.
I just was trying to find.
Y'all chime in now.
I don't think there's only one person. I think Lele is the only one there.
For those of us that like to be alone, we have come to grips with learning ourselves. However, we do get lonely and want companionship. I would agree. Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with that. Mm-hmm.
I'm so mad that I cannot find the poem, and I can't find my book. I don't want to start reciting it because I know I'm gonna lose it. Okay. What'd she say? Oh, she just
Those
did.
of us that like to be alone, we've come to grips
I
with
thought she
learning
said
ourselves.
something else.
I don't know. Keely must still be there because it's she
Yeah,
popping
she
the
said
message.
she was gonna be in the background, so she figured out what was going on.
Oh, okay.
So this poem that I'm going to read now was written by one of my Howard sisters back in like 1991, 2, something like that. And everybody that knows me knows how I'm about our people, my people. And so the name of her poem is Countess Blackula.
Countess Blackula.
Countess Blackula.
Mama Waldy in this one. Mama Waldy.
Okay. Were you expecting me not to return? Must I repeat myself in telling you that within my skin is a force, an entity that brings a glow to this oh so sweet chocolate skin? My associates call it melanin, but I myself like to refer to it as Africa. Do you like? Of course you do. Because with these sexy tigress onyx eyes, I see your blue turning green eyes scope my body's land curves. And no, I do not possess that hourglass figure, but the Nile was traced from my body. My thighs, Euphrates and Tigris, meet to form the Fertile Crescent. And I'm sure you've seen the harvest of my banks, Malcolm, Maya, Nat, to name a few. And I have watched you enviously try to imitate, to steal the essence, the aura, the beauty of my offspring. And your indecisiveness of color phobia or desire to be that which you could never be is no surprise to me. So the sun may toast you and the collagen may fill your lips, but this is my Garden of Eden, not Paris. So placing yourself upon a pedestal and baking yourself will not accomplish that which you seek. Because what you fail to realize is that it all begins with me. I possess the beauty, the soul, and the strength that make my children who they are. Conception to death, they are me. And you will never acquire this glow, not through makeup, thought, or intimacy with my children. Never. And I thought that I would reiterate this to you so that you would not forget. By the way, should your forefathers ask who I am, tell them that my name is Countess Blackula. But wait, allow me to say it slow so that you all understand. Countess Black, like you love.
She
By,
gangbanged a little bit.
by Tiffany Nicole Tracy Scroggins.
She was gangbanged a little bit.
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
When I first heard her read it, I was like, what? Yeah.
Just say what they say. I used to perform. Grab a positivity. I used to perform poetry in the spot called the Irish Pub. I haven't written anything. All
Oh,
right, girl.
Keely's
It's
on.
fun.
Keely says she can see us, but it kicks her out and it's delayed.
Uh, damn. I like that poem though.
Thank you. Yeah, I have read it in many a program or gathering, family reunion, whatever. Because sometimes I think we all need to be reminded who we are and where it all
Mm-hmm.
that conception to death. I was like, girl, you better. And it's timeless because she wrote this in the 90s.
I like that though. I like the descriptiveness of it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
She's she is someone who is a history buff, so her references to different things in the poem is definitely indicative of who she is.
Mm-hmm. His story and my story. They call my story a mystery though. Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Mm.
That's okay. Anybody chiming in? Hello?
Nobody,
Hello?
nobody's here but
Hello?
Lele and Keely.
Oh, they ain't messing with us tonight. That's because them
Mm-mm.
bears on. I don't know. They ain't messing with us tonight, huh? This the one y'all need to tune in. Well, I guess since ain't nobody on here, I'm gonna get wide open then.
Yeah, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Well, this one is kind of this kind of dark, right? So this like you know how like sisters how they poems and they songs about how they've been disgruntled or treated less than ideal. They was vent. This is kind of
This is
this
like from a
this one is
brother's perspective.
for the brothers.
Okay,
This is
okay.
called
Y'all got a right to
this is
vent.
called this is called his anger, his pain, ventilated from the depths of the broken.
That's the whole title.
That's the title.
Oh, okay.
All right, now I got to get into character.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, now this was written a few years ago, ladies. Don't get in your feelings. Brothers out here feel this weight on you. She is the deceiver, the liar, the twister of events, the justifier of bullshit and ill behavior when the culprit is her, armed with a dysfunctional, pious perception of love pervading her heart and mind, predicated by the pain of her past experiences, losses, and letdowns. Her heart constantly sacked and intercepted by clowns she allowed to continue to score touchdowns on her crown, queen. She is the man of her family. Daddy wasn't shit, so she really don't respect no man because she never knew a man. So when she found a man, or when a man would find her, she could not, and years of bitterness would not let her understand. Oh, woman. And FYI, success, happiness, and submissiveness are only added up in dollars and cents. She is the one who is clouded by her own pain and loss. Pain and loss she has transformed and manifested into what she refers to in certain situations as a sense of duty. She is diabolically intelligent, with skills similar to those of Satan himself. She is beautifully idiotic because she won't recognize that that same Satan is herself. She loves love. She yearns for love on her terms, regardless of fairness. She could really care less how you feel. Well, unless it's on her terms.
I'm taking notes
Say.
so I can remember what I want to ask about. Dang, what did you just say?
That poem right there put the grr in anger.
Yeah.
Grr.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you
it was
talk
a
about
tough one.
something on a crown. What was that you said about a crown? I feel like he was
I
body
said
slamming.
her heart constantly sacked and intercepted by clowns. She allowed to continue to score touchdowns on her crown. Queen.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. She is the man of her family.
Yeah. When you said that, I was like, dang. Okay. You said diabolically intelligent. Is that what you said?
Diabolically intelligent. Let me look. I think so. Yeah, I said she is diabolically intelligent. Yes.
Yeah, come on now. I need some extra on that.
So it's like what I was referring to is, you know, how you have, and I'm just speaking from the perspective of the poem.
Right.
You have, you know, you meet that sister that she's smart, she's intelligent, but she's diabolical. And so she uses that intelligence to tear a man down because she's been torn down. You know, hurt people hurt people. So instead of using that intelligence and those attributes to pull up, she wants to reciprocate what she's been given. So she pulls down. So it's a diabolical intelligence about it. It's she's good at being diabolical. She's like summa cum laude of diabolicness, if that diabolicalness is not a word, but you know what I'm saying. Grammar positivity.
Yeah.
Oh, you understand what I'm saying. Right. Yeah. So I can grammar positivity myself. But yeah, that's what I meant by that. She's diabolically intelligent.
I said, ooh, dang, diabolically.
Beautifully idiotic as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that down here too.
Because being idiocracy can be beautiful. You know, look at babies. Babies are technically idiots. You know.
Lele said she's been that woman.
Okay.
Sounds like something serious. Said, who is Shem? That's somebody new.
Shambria Yarbrough, welcome to the show. We appreciate you for tuning in.
Oh, that's Carly.
Oh, okay. It is?
Welcome back. She said it earlier. She said, this is Carly. Hello, Carly is here.
Okay. All right. Sister Sunshine. Yeah. It's something serious now. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So come on, I'm waiting for it. You can't just say, well, it can be beautiful. What do you mean by that? How can be idiotic be beautiful? Yeah. So come on, bro.
Because of the fact that regardless of her attitude, she was beautiful. So my statement is she's beautifully idiotic because she can't and she won't recognize that the same Satan is herself. She has a skill set like Satan, but she's an idiot because she doesn't realize that this is who she is.
Okay.
Because she's been beat down mentally. So she's had her own less than ideal experiences so long that once again, hurt people. So in the midst of her giving this same pain that she's gotten from others to this new situation, she's not realizing that she's the abuser because she's so used to being abused. So she's beautiful, yet she's an idiot because she doesn't want to feel that pain, yet she's exuding that pain or putting that pain on other folks, if that makes sense. Yeah. So you know, it's like a tit for tat and abuse. You know, some people get hurt all their life and they become the abuser, not realizing that they being exactly what they didn't want to be.
Right.
And they become good at it. They're geniuses at it because they've lived so long in it and experienced it that they do it without even knowing at times. You know. So
okay.
Yeah. I be trying, you know, I use words, phrases for effect.
Oh, I know.
I be trying to explain the best I can, Lord.
And I'm trying to get the full effect. That's why I was like, let me take notes.
I understand.
He think he's slick. Let me write it down.
I read that when I read that to myself when I first wrote it, I was like, damn, she the man of her family. I was,
yeah. Come on with that.
Did you catch that though?
I did.
Because
I remember that. I didn't write it down.
Because it says she was the man of her family. Daddy wasn't shit, so she really didn't respect no man because she never knew a man. So because she never had a man in her life, you know, the whole concept with a lot of our sisters, they become independent to where they feel like they're the men of the relationship or the men of the situation too, because they feel like they got to be both. You know, so she don't respect no man because she never knew a real man, because she never had no examples of it. Daddy wasn't nothing. She didn't have no male role models in her life to show her nothing. So she assumed the role based on what she thought it was, or based on what maybe her single mother may have presented it to be. So she the man of her family, because they probably grew up single. Well, they did grow up single parent household. You know, now she done grew up. She got to take care of the family. You know what I mean? So, you know, and years of bitterness wouldn't let her understand that.
Lele said it's like being called a beautiful mess.
Exactly. It's a good analogy, Miss Boykins. It's great. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Success, happiness, and submissiveness are only added up in dollars and cents.
You had some good old phrases.
Yeah, them snaps.
Yeah.
That's like the male version of round.
Yeah.
It's
diabolically. Right, what was it? Diabolically intelligent. I like that. I'm gonna use that on somebody. I'm diabolically intelligent.
Armed with a dysfunctional, pious perception of love pervading her heart and mind, predicated by the pain of her past experiences, loss, and letdowns.
Yes.
Yeah, it might be one I might have to read somewhere. All right, then. Well, you know, I'm glad y'all like it.
That was good.
These things I'm writing that I'm reading are actually from personal experience.
We know. Oh, well. I know.
I experienced something like that. You know, been through it all, Lord. Even sinners have song too, Daddy.
Carly said the poem is deep.
It's deep.
I'm gonna try this third one that I had. I thought Keely was gonna be in here with some fillers, so it's kind of going fast around here. I don't know if I'm gonna get it all out to y'all or not, but this is a poem that I did in 1990. Oh, she said, unfortunately, that is a lot of females, I was going to say, especially Black women.
True. Brothers too, now don't get me wrong, but I just, you know, I was just speaking from my perspective.
Okay.
Don't claim it.
Okay, I won't claim it. I'm going to get it out. But in June of 1990, to be exact, I was a part of a pageant in my hometown, Elkhart, Indiana. Actually, it was a Black Expo pageant. And I don't know if everybody's familiar with the Black Expo. It's a big thing in Indiana. I know it's in New York. I think it's in Georgia. I'm not sure what all states it's in. But it's kind of like
Midwest.
It's kind of like a sister thing to the NAACP. They kind of have their own little lanes that they're in, but it's the same purpose of recognizing, honoring, and assisting our people. So Black Expo also tends to really hone in on the youth and what we can do to bring them forward. What?
She said, y'all spitting tonight. I'm so mad. Yeah, grammar positivity. I don't know what I'm so mad at ATT. You will rue the day. You gonna rue the day. I know what that is. Rue the day. Do that to me every time you do.
I'm so mad. I think she's saying I'm so mad at AT&T.
Yeah.
Rue the day.
ATT, you will rue the day.
Ruin? Do you mean ruin?
She mean rue the day. Rue today, like you will regret. Rue is like regret. You're gonna be sorry.
I wasn't sure. Okay. Try this last one that I have.
All right.
So anyway, I was in this pageant and I won with this poem. And so the reason I'm bringing up the situation is because it was kind of like I was going up against some heavy hitters, so to speak, in the pageant. Like was someone that was known as a singer in the city, and a lot of people thought she was going to get it hands down. Cause she's having technical difficulty, so she's in the background tonight. She's there. She the one posting y'all comments. Um, so there was a senior division and a junior division. I was a part of the senior division. And like I said, there was a senior that was one of the contestants that everybody just knew was going to win hands down. And I don't know how familiar people are with basketball, but Sean Kemp was born and raised in the city that I'm from. So he was a hot commodity at that time. And he was one of the guest judges.
Okay.
So it was like this real big deal, so to speak. And I was heavily encouraged to be in the pageant. And I was like, I don't act, I don't sing. What am I going to do for the talent? And the person that was coaching us was like, can you think you can memorize a poem? She was like, just find something that, you feel and you can do a dramatic interpretation. And I knew what those two words meant, but I had never actually done it. So I was like, let me make sure I know what you mean by dramatic interpretation. So ever since then, I fell in love with, that's what I was saying earlier, that I like, reading other people's poems and kind of bringing them to life. So yeah, I ended up winning, and I am the reigning queen because after that year, they didn't have any other pageants for whatever reason. So it's funny because Lord willing, I'll be 50 next year. And I always say, if they ever bring the pageants back, I technically will be the one that would have to come and hand the crown off to the senior queen, which is hilarious. But
right.
maybe he'll keep me looking youthful in case it happens over the next 3 or 4 years. I'll be, not looking like somebody old grandma coming handing her, here your crown, baby.
You don't take this on with you, baby.
So the name of the poem is Black Culture. At that time, Essence, I don't know if Essence still does it or not, because I don't actually have a subscription with them anymore. But start over and I love you, but at that time,
hold on.
It's just me, people. So at that time, Essence would every month put poems in, they would feature Black poets. And so this particular time in June of 1990, when I was a part of this, AT&T is my cable carrier, and they will rule the day, like I said. Don't try to get smart, FACKTgoddess. FloydGod had already told me that you meant rule. We already discussed that. But this might be your delayed reaction with you and your cable carrier. Anyway, I digress. So Essence was featuring Black poets at that time. And so I went through a whole bunch of Essence magazines, and I found this one called Black Culture. And it goes something like this. Oh, Black Culture by Mona Jones. You can look her up. You can see her poetry books, but she's not playing no games. I can't find the poem on the internet. I was going to try to sneak and read it in case I forgot some parts. But yes, it's called Black Culture. One day I heard somebody say that Blacks are culturally deprived, and I wondered how they arrived at that conclusion. I was confused by what they said as the thought pondered through my head, but it only took a while before I began to smile. You see, I figured they simply didn't know. Black folks have shown enough culture from our heads down to our toes. It's the music that we sing and the style in which we talk. It's the preaching and the praying and the way we even walk. It's the get that way we move when the band begins to play and the looks we give each other without using words to say. Mm-hmm. And our ways we communicate that folks outside our culture may not appreciate. It's how we put the man on and he doesn't even know. It's how we keep on trying when someone tells us no. When they say we don't recognize the finer things in life, I'm sorry. When they say we don't recognize the 5 things in life, I can't remember the next part after that. But then it goes, I recognize good music when I hear it in the air. And to say gospel, jazz, and blues aren't culture isn't even fair. I surely recognize the finest there is in food. I don't have to be in any certain mood to recognize greens, fried chicken, and red Kool-Aid. I turn down caviar no matter how much they paid. But most of all, it's how we stick together and the kinship that we feel that makes our culture so natural and oh so very real. When I think about my blackness and what our culture is all about, it's hard to keep on talking because I think I'm going to shout. Black folks don't have any culture, I heard somebody say. And I just put my hands on my hip, roll my eyes, and look the other way. That's it. I'm sure I left some parts out.
That was good though.
But yeah, I
What's
was
the
like,
lady name again?
her name is Mona Jones. I
Mona
believe it's
Jones.
Dr. Mona Jones.
Mona Jones.
Hold on.
Can't forget that name. It's kind of rhyme, Mona Jones.
Mm-hmm. And so her book is called, actually is Mona Lake Jones. So her Jones must be her married name. It's called The Color of Culture. And then she wrote another one and she named it The Color of Culture 2.
Okay. Mona Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Yeah. She probably has more works, but that particular poem is in that. I mean, that poem is in that particular book, The Color of Culture.
The Color of Culture. Mona Jones.
Mm-hmm. I actually ordered it when I that's why I was looking for it earlier. I know I got it somewhere, I just couldn't find it.
I like that.
But those are the types of poems that move me when they're talking about our culture and just a lot of things that only make sense to us because I know the others won't ever get it. They can't even pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
I sure miss red Kool-Aid. I can't drink it no more.
I turn down
Daddy can
caviar
eat
no matter
fried
how
chicken.
much they pay.
I like that because it really describes who we are.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it's the old school who we
The
are. Like,
old school, yep.
Yeah, like
Yep.
I like that. I like that.
So yeah, they had that featured in whatever the topic of that Essence magazine was in June of 90.
Okay.
I can't say that. That's when I did it. I don't know if that's when the magazine was from exactly, but it was around that time period. It couldn't have been past that because it was June of 90 when everything took place. And I found that poem in a Essence magazine. That's why I said I don't know if they still do it, but they used to feature Black poets in the back of their magazine towards the end of them posting all their articles. Yes, that's her. That's the book.
Wish I could go back to 1990 around this time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Floyd, come on, hit us. Reminds me of Phenomenal Woman poem by Maya Angelou. Yeah.
Yeah. This an old one, but this is one of my favorites. But I'm trying not to get dark, but it seems like it's starting to get dark.
Well, I mean, it's not even necessarily dark. Like that last poem you read wasn't dark. You were just speaking of you were speaking from the perspective of a man who was reflecting on a woman who was diabolically intelligent and and beautifully idiotic.
Right.
Yes.
Well, this is kind of a shite. This is the one I actually read. I read this one before at the poetry. I did the only poetry thing I ever did. I read this one. So
Okay,
this is
come on.
called Eve is Needed,
Oh, ho,
but I
ho.
am the snake.
Oh, let me write this down.
So here we go.
Yeah, all right,
Uh,
down.
Lord forgive me. All right. Oh,
Yes,
all
come on, read.
right. Let me get in the character.
Okay.
This is the old me. I have been many things, but I have never been complete. Losing sight of living life, consumed by making the ends meet. What inspires me physically and spiritually is the mere scent of feminine sensuality. Not saying this train of thought is fair, moral, or just. I make no qualms about it. I am a slave to lust. I long for true love, but I realize I truly don't know her. My heart beats fast as I think of how I'm getting older, colder from the constant interaction where there is no love. A romp here, a romp there, regretting that you even showed up.
Mm.
In my heart, I know I have had the one so many times, but back then those ones became weary of my immature mind. I fought so hard to live independently that it has become a dependency, and I have condemned myself by my own conspiracies. For love is so lost in me that it is no longer an instinct or a tendency. It is but a mere strategy. Sadly, this is me. I won't lie and say I haven't tried relationship wise, but in retrospect, as I write this, I realize I just lied. I need a one. I want, I need to be complete. It starts with me, yet I fear it will never be. I am the human experience named soulless exposure.
You done?
Oh, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Can you read that last line?
Which one?
I am who you are in the last line. He said, I am
Oh,
what?
I am the human experience named soulless exposure. That's my. I always end my poems with that because that's my. I feel like I am a human experience. Like life is a human experience. So, like you're the human experience named Melinda. Uh,
That's my
Keely
tag,
is
Melinda, the Melinda experience.
right. Well, I always say I'm the human experience named soulless exposure because what you're hearing is just I'm just speaking on my human experience. So
But why soulless exposure?
without a soul, because that's
Do
how
you still
sometimes I feel.
do you still
It's
feel
like
that way
it's
sometimes now?
sometimes, yeah. So I'm exposing the fact that I have no soul. This is that perspective.
Now, and what do you mean when you say you have no soul? Because that can mean different things.
Just for very desensitized to things,
Okay.
uh, hardened by many experiences that I've had, hardened for real,
Mm-hmm.
uh, cold to a degree,
Mm-hmm.
uh, very unsympathetic in certain situations because of what I've been through. Because
So are you oh go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so are you saying when you, like for instance in this poem you said you need the one. So is the fact that your soul is at some points in time keeping you from the one or keeping the one when you do have the one?
At this, when I wrote this, it was more so of because of who I am. I feel like the one may have been deterred, or
Mm-hmm.
many times it may not have been the one because for the person that I was, and even to a certain degree who I am, there has to be a great deal of patience and understanding to deal with somebody like me. Because I'm one of the most easygoing, laid back brothers one to ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to understand me. So you have to be more patient and laid back because I've been through a lot that has made
Mm-hmm.
me hardened. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I may not I may be calculated in my affection, not negatively. Just I may choose when to be affectionate. What's comfortable for me. You know, I may not be a PDA person, but I can show you understand what I'm saying? It's because of what I've been through. It's kind of like, you know, some.
For those of y'all don't know, PDA is public display of affection, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. Yeah.
You said I am a slave to lust.
At one time I was.
And I like for you to expound upon that.
Okay. I mean, at one point in time in my life, like lust was king. Like I enjoyed sexual experiences. You know, there was a point in my life where I felt that sexual expression was an expression of love. I equated sex with love. But at the same time, I thoroughly, emphatically enjoyed the moments of lust because it wasn't love. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed that, and I did that a lot. And so, you know, I was a
Thus you
slave
being
to it.
so tickled.
Huh?
Thus you being so tickled.
Yeah, like, you know, that's why I say, and I say you know, let me try to expound on this a little further. Where is it? Oh, I say I'm getting older and colder from the constant interaction where there is no love, or romp here or romp there, regretting that you even showed up. Like I think I made a joke one time where I was like, y'all ever been in a situation where you was with somebody and as soon as you go, you be like, you know what I'm saying? Like once the moment is over, everything leaves, like, because it was just the moment. So I truly was a slave to lust. I enjoyed the moments, but over time, it made it empty because there was nothing after. Because I realized what I really wanted was the before and after as well. But because I had never understood or experienced it or understood it where I needed to understand, I never got it. I never fully grasped it. So I stayed in the lustful zone, you know, till I got a little more mature.
I have so many notes from this poem. I love it. You
Oh my God.
I long for true love, but don't know her. I think that's what you said. Is that the words?
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Getting older. Damn, you went back. Yeah, I long for true love, but I realize I truly don't know her. Her being love. Which goes back to what I just aforementioned. Like at the time, I didn't know what that was. I thought that love was sex. I thought that love was superficial, on the surface type of things, you know, but it's much deeper. And so in a lot of my past relationships, because I didn't know, there are some people who may have suffered because of my ignorance, you know. So I never really knew what it was. I had to learn. I had to teach myself.
So do you feel like you know what it is now?
Yes, because I spent so much time not knowing. I spend so much time doing the things that it isn't that I know what it is. You know.
So what do you think it is for you?
For me, oh wait, you try to get a little deep here.
Yeah. This is my thing, right? I got notes, questions.
So for me, love is genuineness. If I don't even think genuineness is a word, so I'll say genuineness. Grammar positivity. So love is being genuine. Love is. I'm making sure I articulate this correctly because this is important for me to say. For me, love is having someone in your life that truly unconditionally loves you, that doesn't judge you, but understands that these are the differences that you have. They understand your past, they understand your present, and they utilize those things to assist in both people having a bright future. There's no judgment. We're not taking the things that we're not using the attributes that you may not be as strong in and using that against you. We're not demeaning. We're not denigrating. We understand that the foundation is our true feelings for each other. So there's no situation that's gonna come about that we can't go through because, and this is a phrase I use, it's not grammatically correct, but I say because we're founded in love.
Okay.
So love to me is someone that's my friend, truly my friend. You got to be my friend because I'm self, but you my lover too. And it's nothing that we can't talk about. Like, just it's like having a partner, like a true partner. It's like having a true partner, but being genuine is so important, and living one way. My brother used to always say you got to live one way. Living one way is important. Because when you live one way, you don't have regrets. You don't have doubts. You know what I mean? If you already live in one way, then you're doing the right thing. So you learning the person, like truly learning a person, like not falling in love with the idea of a person. Because a lot of times we fall into, oh, well, he look good, she look good, she thick, he this, and that ain't nothing. Like, and excuse my language, anybody can fuck. You know what I'm saying? But what happens after that? You don't spend your relationship in the bedroom, although those are the perks. But
that's right.
Can I enjoy being with you if sex is not an option?
Right.
Do I enjoy being with you? Can I look at you and feel and be in awe? That's love for me. I want to be able to look at a person and be in awe. Like always look at them and have, like some people call it butterflies. I'm not a butterfly guy, but I can look at somebody I care about and get that tingling feeling. You know what I'm saying? Or like what I used to say is,
you didn't have some butterfly wing flutters for somebody.
No, what I call it is I can look at somebody and I feel shy.
You feel shy?
You know how you ever been shy before? It's it's like a hot and cold feeling. And you kind of like, you look, but you don't want to look. Because it's almost like looking at a bright light.
So that's how you want to feel when you love someone.
Yeah, I want to feel that. See, love is something I need to feel. Because I've been through all the BS. You know what I mean? So I need to feel it. I need to know that there is nothing I can't go through with you. There's nothing that we can't deal with. There's nothing that we can't talk about. Like, even if we're upset, we can never be too upset, because how can I say I love you and then I get so upset with you that I walk away from you? No, I can't if I love you. So we all have a lot of work to do, of course. But those are like my definitions of love. So
got you.
And that's probably why I'm where I'm at.
That's why you're single.
So yeah, I guess yeah.
Are you single? Excuse me. You might.
I mean, so far I am. Shit.
Carly said,
y'all want to scoop a nigga out? Y'all gonna scoop a brother out?
Right. Give me that PDA. Love me some public display of affection. Okay, Carly.
And see, let me say this about PDAs. I'm not saying that I won't do it. So I'm kind of a situational person. Like, if we on the beach, or it have to be ambiance. It has to be things going on. Like if I'm standing on the beach or I'm dancing, it had to be a situation. You know what I mean? Because to me,
Wait a minute. If you're standing on the beach or dancing, you want to give PDA, or you don't want to give PDA?
I do.
Oh,
because I have to feel it. It's something I have to feel. I think when you...
So when you're dancing, what makes you want to give PDA? You want to hump PDA or hug?
No, I might just kiss the woman. It's the rhythm. You ever dance with somebody and been carried by the rhythms and the tones? Like it feel like you somewhere else, but you there, like you being moved. That's what I'm saying. Like I hate when people be in public and they just be kissing to be kissing because you trying to make it look good. Like to me, that's fake. Like affection is something you feel. It shouldn't be staged. You shouldn't force your significant other to do that. And if they don't want to do that, it doesn't mean that they love you any less. You understand what I'm saying? Because it should be bigger than that. Affection is something you feel and that you want to express in that moment. So for me, I'm an ambiance kind of guy. Like,
got you.
You know, it had to be the movement, the situation. I'm a situational person.
They'll just be rolling up on you trying to suck face and it ain't no ambiance.
Yeah, I ain't got time for just, you know, it always depends. Yes, a rump here and a rump there. A romp. R-O-M-P, a romp. I'm a, you know, regretting even showed up.
Thanks, Carly. He has me, you know, asking all these questions. This poem was a good one.
I just broke it down. Because we all, you know.
I got one other note. You said it starts with me, but I fear it will never be. You fear it will never be because of you not willing to change for it to be, or because you say it starts with you? What starts with you?
Because in order to have love, you have to have love. In order to have love, you have to have love. So
that's why you fear it will never, at that time, that's why you feared it would never be, because you didn't have love?
Because I felt like I wasn't at the point where I could give what people in my life may have wanted. You know, like a lot of people tell me I'm kind of, even today, a lot of people tell me I'm kind of like a robot because I don't really express myself like that. It's not that, it's just I compartmentalize a lot of stuff. Because for me, talking about a problem makes me rehash it. And I have a vast, vivid mind. So I can't keep talking about it because I keep thinking about it. That makes it worse. I have to either get it done or push it to the side. Not saying that's healthy, but you know, so a lot of people want you to express. And I'm like, I just want to get it done. Solution, let's go. You can tell me how you felt about it later. I just want to deal with it. And some people don't operate like that. You know, they feel like I'm being brash or I'm being harsh when it's like, they don't, like, some people lack certain perspectives. So like, for a quick example, if I'm in a relationship and I care about a person, right? And this person brings a situation to me and they were feeling pain. I don't want to hear about how you feel. I want to solve it so that you don't feel that way anymore. Because my concern is I care for you so much, I don't want you to feel pain. So let me quell the pain first. I'm solution oriented. But most people, they want to talk about their pain. And I'm not that person. So when I try to stop you from telling me about the pain and solve it, you think I'm uncaring. When I'm really actually more caring about it than you may be, because I want to solve it. But you have to have a certain perspective to be able to see that. So once again, that's why I say, to bring it full circle, I'm a very easygoing guy, very easygoing guy, very easy to learn, laid back person. But you have to know me. And if you don't take the time and the patience and have the open-mindedness and the willingness to see other perspectives in getting to know me, then things will go awry. And that's so really what it is.
Let's start the break right there. Let's put the part break on, because there are other Floyds out there. And I'm speaking about men. I'm speaking about men and women relationships. I'm sorry, that's the type of relationship that I be in.
No, I got you.
So, because I'm listening to you and I'm listening to you from a female perspective, and you brought up an excellent point when you said, I care so much about you, I don't even want to waste the time and energy on discussing it. I want to put some action into it to remove that from you so you don't feel that pain anymore. But how things go awry is a man doesn't give that detail to the woman. He just tells her, I don't want to hear it. Do you see what I'm saying? and I'm not saying that's what you do specifically. I'm just speaking in general.
Mm-hmm.
When men and women get in those type of situations, what you're saying isn't always conveyed, and that's why women take it as you're insensitive, you don't care.
Well, so let me be clear. When a brother says they don't want to hear it, that's what they mean. See, if you really want to solve the problem, walking, strolling down the street, holding hands, standing in line, yard, that is situational for me. So if you're trying to solve the problem, being a man, you're going to say, look, I ain't really trying to hear that. I want to solve it. You're going to say you want to solve it. But if you stop at I don't want to hear it, then you're truly conveying you don't want to hear it. So all brothers ain't the same with that.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you, hey, I'm not saying I'm not interested in how you feel, but I'm trying to solve the problem. Let's solve it.
But are you saying regardless of how they communicated, they generally have the same feeling that they just want to be the problem solver?
No, most men don't. I think it's categories. I think some men want to be problem solvers, but don't know how to express it because of they've been conditioned to be a certain way.
Okay.
I think there are some men who generally just don't care and don't want to hear it. You understand what I'm saying? They just don't want to hear it.
So it does.
Then you have some men who have been through situations like myself, who understand what I've been through, have taken the time to reflect on it, figure it out, and say, look, this is what it is. You know, so I understand, hey, look, I know you want to express yourself. I will listen to how you feel later, but I want to solve it right now. But let me add this caveat, because I want to be very transparent. I may say to my significant other, if I'm in a relationship, hey, I don't want to, I'll listen to how you feel later. Let's solve it. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, when I solve it, they ain't really going to have nothing to talk about it later. You see what I'm saying? So, but it's not that I don't want to hear how you feel. It's just that I don't want you to feel that way. So let me solve this. You know, we're so used to as a society, because we watch TV, you know, we program by these outside entities, you know what I'm saying? That we have these stages of grief, these stages of conversation, these stages of situations where I have to vent to you my problems, and then we have to cry, and then we have to do this. No, we don't have to do that at all. If you understand what love really is, you have to understand there are different perspectives, different perceptions as well of love. And there are some people in this world, men and women, who can't stand for the person they love to be in pain. So they want to do everything they can to quell that pain. It doesn't mean they're being insensitive to what you're feeling in the moment. They just love you enough because they want to get you out of that moment. They're not disregarding your feelings. They're trying to get you out of those feelings because their love is so strong that they can't stand to see you in any type of pain. But because we're so programmed to vent, we lose time when we could be solving the situation.
And especially with females, because most females tend to be very emotional. Oh, Carly said, yes, the poems were great. Y'all done well. I do miss Keely. Thank you, Carly. Did you have one you want to share? Let us know. I miss Keely too, because it's almost time to close, and when she be naming all of them spots,
right? Because I don't know. That's why I
said we can get the podcast. I don't know, Spotify, YouTube,
Deezer, Apple Music, YouTube. We all over this bitch like dog shit. That's all I know.
Keely, you want to text us that information so we can close in your place?
She was supposed to read some poems tonight. It ain't over.
I don't really think it's AT&T. I think it's KEELY. Didn't want to do her part.
That's what I think. So yeah, it's perspective though. Like, I mean, if I If I could find that, good God,
Whatever.
I'd be married like a mom.
You be married like a mom.
Look, I'm the greatest husband in the world. I'm husband material. I don't hang out with a lot of dudes. I don't have a problem with being in the house. I don't mind being left alone. Y'all know how I feel about my me time.
I'm gonna be me time. Now you ain't getting all that me time.
You know, and if
I
go out, huh?
Did we talk about the me time last week?
Yeah, I was just saying that because you know a lot of dudes they like to go out with their homies and stuff. I don't really care about all that. See, I could be in the house. I'm good. Like if I go outside, I'm gonna go ride, play my music, and bend some corners. And I normally do that when I go home. So my going outside is going home.
So okay, let me ask you this then. While you doing all your me time at home, and you a man that don't mind being at home, what about her being out?
See, that's the thing. Here's me. Like this is me in a nutshell. I don't give a damn what you do. This is my only criteria. And let me say this first. I am not here to control anybody because I don't want nobody trying to control me. But I believe that protection is important. So I need to know where you're going, what time you feel like you're going to be getting in. And if you have a problem, you know who to call. So I need to know where you at. So if something goes awry, I know where to go test some shit up at. Number two, what time you getting in? Because we live in a world where Black women are an endangered species and they are endangered 24 hours a day. Women in general, you know what I'm saying? So, and also, you know, if you have any problems, let me know. You might go out with your girlfriends and you might get too drunk. They might all get too damn drunk. And now I got to come get you because I ain't gonna let nobody drive you home like that because you endangering what's mine.
Okay.
So, but as far as a woman going out that I'm with, I don't have a problem with that because I feel like I trust you as a woman to be a woman. You're not going to do nothing to disrespect yourself. I'm secure enough as a man to not allow no jealous tendencies to come into my mind. Gotcha. As long as you don't do nothing to cause things to go awry. Now, if your behavior says something different, we got to have a conversation. But if go kick it, we got to have a quarterly. Go kick it. Because if a woman that I'm with and 5 of her girls go out and they got a designated driver, and that designated driver get her home and she drunk, I'm gonna be waiting. So I don't have a problem with that. Like I'm fine with that. I don't care. I feel like a woman need to get the hell on sometime. You need to have friends because you need to see other perspectives. Like I want you to go kick it, and you can come home and tell me how it is. And hell, we might go try to do that shit on our own later on. If a woman I would go to a paint and sip, she might come back and say, this was fun. Okay, well then we'll try and go do that or something. So, you know, I don't have a problem with that. Go ahead on. I'm in the crib eating pineapple fruit bars.
Okay, there she go. So keep that up, Keely. Don't take it down.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with any woman that I'm dating or with to go out. That's not an issue for me. I ain't trying to cuff nobody. I'm cool with that. No, that's how your woman end up not wanting to be with you. Don't nobody want to be held captive. Nobody want to do that. No, go kick it. And I'm not gonna be calling you, texting you. I don't do none of that. You ain't gonna hear from me, Chief. I don't do that. You'll call me before I call you while you out.
You like, what you doing, boo?
Yep, because I ain't gonna text nobody. You went out. You told me what you was on. I ain't gonna kick it. Now, if you just want to text me and call me, that's your choice. But I ain't about to call you and text you. I ain't doing that. Unless, you know, you might went somewhere and I might be like, damn, I sure wouldn't mind some pineapple outshine fruit bars. I done ran out. You think on the way home you can stop past the 24-hour crochet and get a brother some pineapple fruit bars? Hell, I might go on my own. I won't even bother nobody. I go on my own. So no, I'm cool. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
But if it's suspect, we got a problem.
Quarterlies.
Right. If you can't be clear and concise in your movements, we got a problem. Because if I'm not clear and concise in my movements, it's gonna be a problem. So we gonna give each other the same respect that we expect to get back. You know what I'm saying? So That's it.
Carly
So
says sometimes we just need to vent. Once we get it out of our system, then we are better.
No, but if it's a problem, you're venting because there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason you're venting. The need to vent comes from a problem coming about. So my job is I'm a solutionary, like a revolutionary. I'm a solutionary. So let me solve the problem.
Grammar positivity.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to work it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to solve the problem.
Didn't I tell Keely to keep that up there?
That's it. But I get what you're saying, but I'm all about problem solving because I'm trying to get somewhere else with it. I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to do something else.
We already know your solution. Well, I think that we have done a great job of the creativity with the solutionary. And are there any more pending questions, comments, or concerns?
Lord have mercy.
I took notes. He had me taking notes for the questions.
Look, because I thought I was going to have to read some more of these poems because it was going to get even deeper. So I'm glad I didn't have to.
You can if you would like. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. What does Keely say? Are all hearts and minds clear?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not doing an I love you, but because we did so much on language and the poems and stuff, I decided I wouldn't even do it this episode. So, okay. If there's nothing else, Floyd, got nothing else?
Well, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, all y'all that tuned in. We appreciate the people who didn't tune in and may tune in and check us out later. We sure appreciate you.
So we are glad that you joined us. And look, I'm trying to remember how Keely does it. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and GeoSaving. iHeartRadio, Podchaser and GeoSaving, iHeartRadio, and of course, here on YouTube. So please continue to like, share, and subscribe to our podcast and bang that notification bell so you will always be notified of our new episodes. And just remember, all ships matter.